Welcome to another episode of Insider Financial Talks Penny Stocks. My name is Alex Carlson, and I am the editor-in-chief of InsiderFinancial.com. Today we are going to be discussing Ideanomics Inc., IDEX on the NASDAQ. But before we get there, I want to go over a few housekeeping issues. We have no position in any of the securities mentioned. We have no business relationship with any company whose stock is mentioned in this video. Insider Financial is not an investment advisor, and this video does not constitute investment advice. Always do your own research and make your own investment decisions. This video is not a solicitation or recommendation to buy, sell, or hold securities. This video is meant for informational and educational purposes only and does not provide investment advice because I am not an investment advisor. Recommend that you consult your nearest investment advisor for any information about the stock market. With that out of the way, let's get started. And the stock we're going to talk about today is IDEX, and we've had a long history with IDEX going back to July. What ended up happening is one of our, we don't want to say favorite because we hate their fucking guts, but Hindenburg Research came out with a hit piece on IDEX. And as you can see, they came out when the stock was back in July, when the stock had run to $4 from 50 cents. And this is what they look for: is they look for running penny stocks. You get a lot of retail investors on board, and then they come in and with a hit piece and basically scare the longs into selling. And we saw the drop from $4 all the way down to $1.30, which is when we covered about the shorts being wrong, July 12th, about the shorts being wrong here. And then as you can see, it really didn't get any momentum until bottoming out here at the 80-cent level, and we'll get into our coverage when it got down to there. But first we want to give you the background and sort of understand why the recent price action is so rewarding, and we're so happy for those that stuck with Ideanomics. Now, with Hindenburg, they really came out with a nasty hit piece. And let me explain what was so nasty about it. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and they really came out with a lot of inflammatory accusations. One of the things that they said here was that the company was putting out fake press releases, fake VIN numbers. All vehicles sold were reported, with fake VIN numbers. Well, okay, Hindenburg, Nate Anderson. How do you know this? Did you travel to China? No, borders were closed. This was just people were either it was complete and utter lies fabricated by Hindenburg, or someone was feeding false information to Hindenburg with the goal of collapsing the price. We don't know if Nate Anderson was complicit in that, but either way, what he does is we feel it's criminal. We know he stands behind his First Amendment rights, but what he did and the losses that he caused are sickening. And what's really sickening is that the stock collapsed. You had a lot of investors buying at $3-4, thinking that it was going higher. Stock drops down to $1. They panic sell. And now, the stock's back above 3, and now they want to buy back in after taking the loss. And, we just hate to see, this type of market manipulation going on. But with that being said, let's get into, what's going on here. So let me explain. Ideanomics, IDEX, has their MEG facility in in China. So this is their mobile energy. It's called Mobile Energy Global. Is on yesterday for the period starting October 1st through October 31st. MEG delivered a total of 102 units, all of which were taxi ride-hailing vehicles. There's 340 units that were invoiced during July through September. They're still waiting for delivery. But going back here is that Hindenburg alleged that Ideanomics MEG facility that Ideanomics didn't even have a presence there. And as Ideanomics stated in their press release, they never claimed or disclosed ownership of the site. It was a 15-year rent-free agreement, which was signed by Ideanomics in November 2019. And, the company backed up everything that it was doing there. Hindenburg disseminated social media content with MEG partner sales staff, with auto dealers at the site, trying to hurt Ideanomics' credibility. Again, as we say, how in the world did Hindenburg get a hold of these statements, by not being able to even go there themselves to China? But as we said, we tried to stress to our subscribers at the time, do not sell, do not panic. You have to look at the bigger picture. Ideanomics stock was as high as $7 within the past 5 years. So the shares were trading at a discount anyways. The shorts have been relentlessly attacking IDEX. There's been at times short positions been as high as as low as 8%, all the way up to 20% of the float has been short. Back in July, Hindenburg and its associates had $25 million bet that the stock was going lower. Their incentive was to spread false and malicious information to get the stock price down. And how does the stock price? It's important to understand how stocks trade. Stocks trade based on supply and demand. If there is more selling than buyer, the stock goes down. So when you have nervous longs, newbie retail traders, they panic sell. And that drives the price down, combined with the short selling. So you get these lower prices. Then you have to understand, Hindenburg, they're not looking for zero. They just want the price to go down so they can book profits. And they were able to do that in this case. As we said, Ideanomics, you got to understand, it's an electric vehicle play. This is the hottest sector to be. Everything was running this summer. NEO, we nailed NEO for our subscribers. We got them in at 6. It's $55. I mean, this has been a huge winner. And Ideanomics was one that we touted as being another potential NEO. As we said, look at the facts. The company's making sales over the summer. Every other day, the company was announcing a new order. As we said, the COVID was a factor that was hurting some deliveries in the summer, but China got back on track, and we're seeing the results speak for themselves in Q3. We think that Q4 is going to be gangbuster sales for IDEX, and we're looking forward to those numbers at the end of the year. Lastly, just want to stress that, whenever if you're in a stock and you get a call from Hindenburg, remember, it's short and distort. The whole point, short, distort, and it's to drive the shares lower so that they can profit. It's all about them profiting. It's not about them protecting you, the retail trader. It's about them making as much money as possible. So we ended up following up with, after our July article, we came out in September when the shares had dropped down to 84 cents. They went as low as 80 cents. And here, look at here. This is going back into March. you draw a trend line right here. And this was rock solid support. And as you can see, this bounced off here. And, when something can't go, when a stock can't go lower, it must go higher. And, we got a lot of inquiries, when is our next article on IDEX? When is our next article? And, the news flow on IDEX has been fairly quiet. We've had some good press releases, but not every day. And, one of the reasons for that, CEO Alf Poor, he just, the lawyers advised him, hey, lay off Twitter, let the stock and let the results speak for themselves, and that's what he did. But we had a few that we talked to on Twitter. I'll give you an example here. We'll go over them, but Smart Rick, the Wolf of Stonk, these are really smart traders and investors. We really recommend you give them a follow. They were asking us, well, when are you coming out with your next IDEX article? And, I told them, flat out, one of the things, we basically said what we needed to say. And now we're looking for momentum and follow through. And last Friday we got that. I mean, we needed to see that sustained move above $1, and we got that on Friday. Here you could see the big volume spike here. This is the candle here. That was the confirmation that higher prices were coming. And what ended up happening is you got the volume spike, and that was got the short scrambling. And here on Monday, yesterday's price action, it opened at opened at 209, and the low of the day was 208. We love these types of candles. When a stock basically opens at the low of the day and just it's squeezing the shorts all day. And it was just a beautiful day yesterday, and we're already now getting some pre-market action here. We're at 320, we're over $3, so we're really expecting this to be a runner as we head into the new year. Coming back here to our September article, and we want to stress, going back to what we were saying, that the stock was depressed, mainly because the Hindenburg scared the buyers. They scared the longs, and when you had the whole mess with Nikola and Trevor Milton, I mean, he was a stain. I mean, he really was. We never liked Nikola. We made, our subscribers, of course, made some money in it, but you can look at our history. We warned our subscribers to stay away from Nikola, that it smelled bad. And when something doesn't pass the smell test, best off staying away. And he was just so promotional that it just, quite frankly, felt it stunk. So and the thing is, as we try to say, we exist solely to make money for our readers and subscribers. If we didn't, we wouldn't have 100,000 subscribers. And it's we won't have a following. If we're not picking winners, we got no reputation then. I mean, it's really what we strive to do here is find winners for our subscribers. And as we tried to stress back in September, Ideanomics was not Nikola. Nikola never manufactured a vehicle or has never generated any sales. Ideanomics, the Meg division, they've been delivering. They sell autos. They're a real company. As we said, we were backing it up with other opinions. As Smart Rick said, IDEX prediction time. This is what will happen. This MMW is Medici Motor Works will announce a facility in California and a Hyundai partnership. This is what they're anticipated, what he had predicted in September. He's still forecasting $5 to $7 end of the year. The Wolf of Stong, this is what he'd been saying, 6 new vehicles end of Q4. And that's, next month, December, that's what we're hearing as well, that Medici Motors, 6 new vehicles will be unveiled next month. And, here's photos of what these vehicles are going to look like once they're unveiled. And he was another one pushing, people to hold. I mean, he's trying to do a public service. If you listen, great. Coming back now, let's see here. As people were saying, we were saying earlier, people were complaining about Poor being silent. As we said, how did being a big mouth work out for Nikola founder Trevor Milton? It did it. Alf took the prudent route and remained silent. As we said, the results and upcoming PRs will speak for themselves. The other thing we really like about IDEX is its model. It's an S2F2C, which is a sales to financing to charging models. Sales facilitating group purchasing by offering fleet operators discounts on large unit orders, and then with financing helping large fleet operators secure financing to purchase electric vehicles. IDEX also, they expect to generate recurring revenues from prepaid electricity, wholesale electricity, and rental revenues from base station towers. There's also other divisions. Ideanomics owns 51% of Tree Electric. It's a Malaysian-based EV manufacturer's business is primarily logistic vans, mopeds, and scooters. In the article yesterday, you can come over here and take a look, and this is their Tree Electric scooters. You can take a look at it. These are all electric. If anyone that's been to Asia, I mean, mopeds are everywhere. And, so there's strong demand, something electric, charge and go. This is the future. And this is where, people want to get away from gas engines. As we said in September, the transition to cleaner and more efficient transportation, it's a global imperative. This trend cannot be stopped, and it's going to propel IDEX stock higher. We had California announce that it'll ban the sale of all new gas-powered cars in 2035. China is, I think, even quicker. They want to, by 2025, for all, buses and large commercial vehicles, they want to be more electric. And here's this one point I really want to stress. So that you understand, this is what shocked us most about why, first of all, Hindenburg was attacking IDEX. Look at the two people at the top. The chairman of Ideanomics is billionaire Bruno Wu. Look at his bio. I mean, this is a guy, he was at Sina. He's been a well-known entrepreneur. He's a billionaire. The second is, vice chairman is Vince McMahon's son Shane of the WWE. He would not be, neither one would be risking their reputation with a company that was, if it was doing anything that was not above board. So again, as we really went to the mat on Ideanomics, and we stressed that it was a smart play to hold, and it paid off. And sometimes you just have to be a little patient and let the market work. As we said back in September, we see Ideanomics as the most undervalued EV player on the market. This is a stock investors should buy and forget about. One day you will wake up and you'll see an SPI type move. SPI was a runner over the summer. There's a lot. We said there was going to be a lot of news coming down the pike to propel the shares to new highs. As we all we can say is ignore the shorts and focus on the long run with IDEX. And again, this was at 81 cents, 81, 85 cents. Now those that bought in and held are looking at 300% gains. And our business and what we're trying to do is find these triple digit winners. We're not here, telling you to buy Apple at 115, 120 and, sell at 130. I mean, that's not exciting. We're looking for penny stocks. We're looking for small caps that can become the next big runners. We're looking for these big gains. So coming up on the article that we reported yesterday, and we really tried to put it into perspective as to what was going on with IDEX and compare it to Solo. Solo, we've never covered Solo. I looked at it, and I just didn't find it compelling. It was just not an exciting story. I felt it just didn't make any sense. And, our whole thing is if Solo could run, so can IDEX. And, I think what we saw yesterday, we're seeing some money coming out of Solo. People, again, we have a huge following, and we're thankful for that. And, some people were selling Solo yesterday and buying IDEX. So that's what was happening. And if you come down here, as we try not to give the shorts too much credit, but every now and then they are right, and they're we do approach things with an open mind. When we agree with the shorts, we will say that. If we disagree, we're gonna go after them. On Ideanomics, we went after Hindenburg. We vehemently disagreed with them. When Hindenburg went after Nikola, we looked at what he wrote and we agreed. We said, look, yeah, there's merits here. And on Solo, Citron, they came out, they tweeted, Solo is a complete joke. Target $2. Where other EV might be overvalued, this is laughable. And, we agree with Citron. We just never understood, what was going on with Solo, and we never recommended it. And, we can't, we're a research house. We can't recommend something if we don't believe it's got potential. So here is the article that really we got huge traffic on it yesterday, and it really contributed to the run in IDEX yesterday, and we're seeing the follow through today. So we're really happy for the IDEX shareholder base. So let's look more at the bull case for IDEX, for those that are looking at it today. So as we said, Medici Motor Works, they're set to unveil 6 new electric vehicles next month. Look, as we say here, for anyone in Nikola, they should be instead be invested in IDEX. IDEX, before yesterday's run, had just a $286 million market cap. Nikola is sitting on a $10 billion market cap. And look at these vehicles. This is what they plan on unveiling next month. So these are exciting things. Helping to drive interest yesterday was also their investment in SolarTrak. IDEX first acquired 15% of California-based SolarTrak in October. SolarTrak develops, assembles, and distributes 100% battery-powered electric tractors, an alternative to diesel tractors for agricultural and utility operations. You can come to our article and check out this video here on SolarTrak.
1, 2, 3,
Hi, my name's Steve Heckeroth. I'm the CEO and founder of SelectTrak. In this day and age, it's so important that we look for clean, renewable.
We'll let you look at that on your own, but that's pretty exciting. And what they did is they did a follow-on investment. They increased their total ownership to 24%. Post-money, once the additional third-party investment is finalized, the stake will be reduced to 22%, but still, this is significant. And, it's further expanding Ideanomics' global footprint in the EV industry. And, electric tractors are set to disrupt the $75 billion global agricultural tractor industry. Recent news, IDEX buying Timios. They just acquired 100% of privately held Timios Holdings Corp. in an all-cash deal. Timios currently has 285 employees and operations in 44 states. The best part about this acquisition, the company has booked over $60 million in year-to-date revenues, including over $8 million in just October. This is a strategic acquisition. So understand about Ideanomics. There's the EV division, and then there's Ideanomics Capital, which is a fintech division. So the cash from the fintech allows the company to fund its EV play, which is smart. But what we want to stress, and I think one of the things that the market is waking up to is that Ideanomics is still tremendously undervalued. And, I think what we're going to see is one or more SPACs, one or more divisions coming public either via IPO or SPAC, which will be spun off to shareholders to unlock shareholder value. IDEX, they finished Q3 with $27 million in cash. Revenue for the 3 months ending September 30th was $10.6 million. We talk about the SPAC. For all of you that have played Ballard Power, you can come and just, if you want to look at anything that we've said on Ballard, you can just come in here and type, or any stock for that matter. Check our coverage, Nikola, Neo, Fisker. You can check them all out here. Just coming up to this little magnifying glass, so just type search term and enter. You can look at any stock that research that we've covered. Ideanomics, they hired Chinese scientists, as he was the chief scientist for he was hired to be the chief scientist for Medici Motor Works. Dr. Hugh, he's a celebrated innovator and pioneer in the field of hydrogen energy. He completed his postdoctoral research in China, and then he worked for Ballard Ballard Systems in Canada before returning to China. So he's got a lot of know-how, and hydrogen is going to be big in China. So as we said, let's just wrap this all up. Ideanomics, we see it as being greatly undervalued. When you compare it to any other EV players, the shorts, over 10% of the float is short. So we're expecting an epic short squeeze, where we saw that get started on Friday, continue yesterday. We're already seeing a pre-market with the stock over 320. We just want to say buckle up and enjoy the ride, as the bears and shores are about to get crushed. Especially Hindenburg. Couldn't happen to a better group of people, or well, we don't want to say better, but basically scumbaggier or bottom of the barrel people. So we were very excited to see the price action, them getting squeezed. It serves them right for the pain, misery that they inflicted on some people just trying to better their financial lives by trying to find up and coming companies. If you miss the move in Apple, you want to find the next Apple. You don't want to go buy Apple at 115, 120 here. So with that being said, we're happy with the price action. If you got in low, we always recommend follow your own advice, listen to your gut. If you think you should book some profits, hold. We're not ones to you never go broke taking a profit, but over the long run, remember the long-term price. It was at $7 within the last 5 years. We think Ideanomics has the potential to go to 10 to 20 easily. With that being said, we're gonna end this video. We thank you for all watching, listening, subscribing, reading. We wouldn't be anything. We won't have the site without our loyal readers and subscribers. To get our latest alerts, go to signup.insiderfinancial.com. And also, all our information is on insiderfinancial.com. Wish everyone the best of luck, and sign up, and we'll be updating shortly. Take care, and good luck to everyone. Be strong, and good luck. Bye-bye.